Hi everyone, what's going on? My name's Jamie Palmer and welcome to another episode with the Binary Destroyer 7.0. So I finally got my webcam sorted. I spent a lot of money on this webcam, and for about 6 months I couldn't figure out how to use it. But I finally got it set up, okay, and this is a recorded live webinar. I'm having a webinar with some BD members, and obviously for the BD members, obviously you're watching this live, and this is also going out on YouTube for my subscribers. So yes, I've actually muted the chat for the webinars, so I suppose all the BD members that you're watching this now are just kind of watching this live, take notes like I said, and just kind of listen to and watch what I'm doing. Now in today's video we're going to be simulating the AND strategy. Now this follows on from my previous video where I simulated the AND strategy and got some pretty decent gains. Now the AND strategy is a very unique strategy. I want to quickly explain that now in this webinar. Now first of all, if we head over to, this is only going to work for the members there, for the BD members, okay? But we have obviously in the members area, we have online courses, webinars, exams, PDFs on all of our strategies. And as you can see here, this is the AND strategy here. The AND strategy for binary and forex trading. We've got an online course, we've got videos, and we've got a PDF on this. Now, the interesting part about the AND strategy is it will really only ever give us 7 setups, okay? And out of those 7 setups, some are going to be extremely high probability chances of winning, and some are not so, good at winning. Some are with the trend, some are against the trend. So I'll quickly want to show you each setup as it happens live on the charts, and show you how we can maximize our returns on that, okay? Now these 7 setups are basically based off price action. So we've got a double bottom, a double top, higher low, lower high, a break and retest to the downside, and a break and retest to the upside, and also a random spike in the market. Now each one of these 7 setups has its own kind of take profit and stop loss. Like for instance, the spike, I know I can get more pips out of these setups than I would trading a setup against the trend. So that's one thing, you've got to understand when trading any strategy, any indicator, is not just, let's say, take a trade because an arrow appears. You need to understand why that arrow has appeared. Okay, and I hate it, time and time again when people go, why have you took that trade? And they've gone, because an arrow appeared. But it's not just about an arrow appeared. Why did the arrow appear? Was it with the trend? Was it against the trend? Is it because it's a double top, double bottom? Give me the reasons why it was a trade. I always say a minimum 3 rules of entry. A, an arrow appeared. B, is it with the trend? Is it against the trend? And C, is there any market structure around it? Higher lows, lower highs, double tops? Is it a bounce off a support, resistance, trend line, Fibonacci levels, whatever? Okay, minimum 3 entry rules before taking a trade. And like I said, in the BD group, post it in there. Why did you take that setup? And then obviously I can then go over the setups with the BD members and admins and go, yes, that was a good setup, but it was a bad setup as well because it was against the trend. So I want to show you really how we can maximize our returns with this strategy by just getting a general idea on money management, trade management, and understanding why we're taking trades. Now here's, funny enough, 3 setups back to back with this AND strategy. Now the AND strategy is very simple. It couldn't be any more simpler. You just wait for an arrow to appear like this outside of the zone. Now the difference is with the 7 is the zones don't repaint, which makes a massive difference. With the 6.0, the bands repainted, which was, you take a trade that met the rules, and then 5 minutes later it wouldn't meet the rules. But this doesn't happen with the 7, which means obviously the BD and the AND strategy, when arrow appears outside the zone, is a lot more powerful because the zones don't repaint. Now just quickly looking at these 3 setups here, it seems to be a 30-minute expiry on the 5-minute time frame with the AND strategy seems to win, because that one's definitely a winner. Look, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that's a win. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's a win. And that's clearly a win. 5, 10, 15. So it seems to be 5-minute time frame and strategy, 30-minute expiries. Set this up on a VPS, get the signal sent to your phone or WhatsApp group or whatever. Okay, seems to be a good one here. So we can go over binary as well with this, but each one of these would have hit take profit if we were on Forex. So as you can see here, this setup would have given us 25 pips. This setup would have given us 88 pips, and this setup would have given us 40 pips. So around 150 pips out of these 3 setups back to back, and obviously 3-0 on binary for 30-minute expiry. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to bring this up like this. Like I said, for the BD members that are watching this live, obviously you can't comment, but just take notes, you know, see how I trade, and just get a general idea. And I'll try and see if I can do a 50% gain on this account. And like I said, this is just demo, this is just simulating, so forget the lot sizes, forget the whole concept of gains, you know, that I've done 50%, but I just want to show you on how we can maximize each trade, each return. Okay, so let's just press play here, and like I said, we'll go over each setup and, you know, the reasons why each trade wins. So like I said, pretty simple strategy. Arrow appears outside the zone. We take a trade. You know, it couldn't be more simpler. I thought I might guess. Okay, stop. That, everyone, is a setup here. Okay, so this is a nice little setup. Okay, this is more, if this is anything to do with price action pattern, that's probably this setup here, random spike. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this setup is, if I just go back to my charts, is I'm going to increase my lot size with this, okay, because I quite like this setup. When you get setups like this, it's quite nicely with the trend. Okay, so you can see that the zones are starting to face down, so it's a nice little trade with the trend. Zooming out, you can see a nice little resistance there at the top. So I'm going to go with a take profit of, what's it, 5 pip take profit. Let's go with 8 pips. Okay, I'm going to increase my lot size. Just let's go 5 lots. Okay, 5 lots, 8 pip take profit. Okay, stop loss, not going to use the stop loss. Well, I tend to use an open stop loss when I trade the AND strategy. You know, I always recommend beginners use a stop loss. For this, you could use maybe a 10 pip stop loss. The reason why I don't tend to use stop losses personally is because I trade such a large account, and also because I understand market structure, I can compensate my poor entry points. Meaning, if I take a trade here and it loses, or it gives me drawdown, I can wait until the next resistance area and then sell again, and then close my overall position in a profit or loss. And that's what I tend to do. Okay, it minimizes my losses, but also I can handle the drawdown because basically it comes down to emotion. I can handle losses. If you can't handle losses, you can't handle drawdown, and you're still a beginner. Obviously, put a stop loss in, protect that account. So we're going to go with 5 pips. We're going to sell the market there. Quite like this. Let's see how well this wins on binary as well. So, okay, that got filled. Nice. Okay, that got filled. So as you can see here, we are now up. We're up almost 4% on this account. So I'm just going to take this back down here. But I want to see, interesting as well, did this win for 30-minute expiry on binary? Let me see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So yeah, we've had 4 setups, and every single one of them so far has won for a 30-minute expiry on the 5-minute time frame. So I'm going to go back up, and we'll carry on here. Like I said, we'll do this video for 20 minutes, see if we can get some nice gains. Okay, that is an arrow. Okay, that's an arrow. Okay, this kind of setup here is, I would probably say, going over back to the charts here, is, where's my PDF? Here we go. This setup here is a cross between a double top and a lower high pattern. Now this is a really good setup. Again, with this you can actually use the stop loss with this particular setup. What you do is you just set your stop loss above the high, so above here somewhere, just protecting that account if you want to use the stop loss. I'm going to go again for 8 pips with this. So I'm going to sell the market again. There you go, 8 pips. Hopefully this gets filled. Okay, no price goes higher. Okay, and then it finally got filled. But let me just see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this actually lost for a 30-minute expiry, but that's a really nice trade. Okay, you can see here that double top pattern. You see this now double top pattern, and I think now we are actually going to come back down. We're going to actually come lower now. We'll probably come down to this zone at the bottom here. Yeah, you see here. Okay, so this is a real nice textbook double bottom pattern. Again, if I'd probably managed this trade more, I could have maybe got out of this setup 42 pips, you know. But again, you know, I'm happy now. I'm up almost 8% on this account. So, you know, don't just think about pips. More about managing the trade. You know, yes, I got 8 pips. We could have got more. But, you know, I closed the position in a profit anyway. You know, so that's the crucial thing when trading, is A, you know, am I getting the maximum pips out of my setup? And B, you know, am I taking too much risk? You know, it's easy, you know, there's no point taking a trade and going, well, I'm going to target 50 pips out of this trade, because you might never go 50 pips. For some reason, my computer, Stop. Okay, that's well annoying. My computer literally froze. Okay, well, now we're going to go at the top here. Let me just pause it for a sec. I'm going to take it back to the top. Okay, hold on. Hi everyone, back. Sorry, I was just having a little chat with the BD members over this particular setup here. Now, obviously my computer randomly froze and I lost about 10 minutes worth of data. You can see here, this is that setup they originally took, and then for somebody it skipped to this setup here. Now let's go to this setup here. Okay, and like I said to the BD members, beautiful, this is a beautiful setup. Okay, so we've got a double top pattern here, going over back to the explanations here, that kind of double top pattern effect here. Okay, but what I also like, and I said to BD members, this diversions. Look at the diversions that the BD7s give. So, you know, 3 entry points. BD and signal, yes. Diversions, yes. Double top pattern, yes. Okay, now we can maximize our returns on setups like this. Now, do I use an open stop loss? I'd probably, with this kind of setup, would probably use a trailing stop loss. I still need to sit down and figure out how to use the trailing stop loss with this setup. But I'm going to go with a 15 pips. Okay, let's try and get 15 pips out of this setup. Okay, now we're going to sell the market there. Okay, now I know this trade does come down. Okay, and as you can see, now you can see that bigger picture, that you see that double top pattern. Okay, you know, you'll start to see the zones coming down now, which is a really good setup. Do we come down enough to take profit? I'm just having a look at open trades. So we're almost £530 in profit. There we go. So we got filled. Okay, 15 pips, as you can see, almost up 15% on this account now, which is good. Like I said, maximizing our returns on each setup. Okay, so I think we actually get another setup at the bottom down here. Let me see what happens. Okay, we do. Okay, we do get another setup. Okay, now again, is this a good setup? Again, this is a nice little rejection setup, so an almost double bottom here. Okay, you can see the RSI not quite oversold, so we might still come down a bit more on the market. Okay, so just be mindful with a setup like this, is that we still might come down to give us an oversold market, but we still got this kind of resistance set or support area at the bottom here. So with this setup, slightly risky, I'm going to go with a 10 pip take profit. Okay, 10 pip, and I'm just going to buy the market there. Okay, and this trade will come down a bit more, because you can see here, as the price comes down, the RSI is going to come down, hopefully, to this oversold area here. So just be mindful when we get setups like this, okay, that we are probably going to come down. Okay, so take profit got hit. We didn't go oversold on the RSI, but take profit got hit, you know, which is good, like I said. Okay, and now we've got another signal. Okay, we've now got another signal. Now, I don't quite like this setup, because we're actually we've just broke above the previous double top. See this here? So this is a risky setup, okay? This is a random spike with a risky setup. So I'm probably just going to go with 5 pips on this. I'm going to decrease my lot size to 2 lots on this. So I'm going to sell the market there, okay? Because when we get setups that are risky, even though it meets the rules, there's 2 situations that can happen here. Either A, we don't take the setup because it's risky, or B, we take the setup but either incorporate a stop loss or have a low take profit, meaning 5 pips, what I've done here. As you can see here, I haven't used a stop loss, but I've decreased my lot size and decreased my take profit to factor in that it's a risky trade. And hopefully it does get filled. Yes, it gets filled. Thank God for that. So we're finally now up 21% on this account. Okay, and then we continue again, trying to go for the next setup. Now, I'm interested to see what happens. This price might go a little bit higher now. Oh no, it comes down. Okay, no, it does go higher. Okay, so like I said, you can see that that was a risky setup here. In fact, we might get another setup at the top. Nope. So we'll carry this on for another 4 minutes. Oh, I forgot to say on this. Okay, let me just bring this down here. Each one of these, 5, 10, 15, 20, that would have won for a 30-minute expiry. And this would have won for 30-minute expiry. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, so that one would have lost. So I just thought I'd update you on the whole, if you're here, what trading binary. Where's my, I can't make my, oh, there we go. There we go. I'm now back again. Hi, everyone. Right, so I'm going to press play again. Okay, now we're going into a downtrend, you can see here. So any trades now for a buy are going to be against the trend, are going to be risky, because you can see, look at the zones are facing down. So just be mindful of that. Okay, we might get a setup here. We might get a setup here. Hopefully, we get a setup here. Let me just keep going. If we come down any more, we might get a setup here. No, we're not going to get a setup. Oh, we are going to get a setup. Okay. Now, like I said, I don't quite like this setup. It's against the trend. We have got diversions. Okay, so we are, I suppose we are at a support area. You can see here we've got a double bottom here. Now, if we got a signal, just to show you, if we got a signal here, that would have been a really nice double bottom with diversions. Nice setup. But because we actually come back down, big spike, risky setup, look at the zones against the trend. So again, I'm going to do the same concept, 2 pip, 2 lots and 5 pip take profit. So I'm going to buy the market there, and hopefully this trade does get filled. Price does go lower, which is rather frustrating. Okay, no, it does get filled. Nice. So that trade does get filled. Okay, which is interesting. I like to see stuff like that happens. And we actually go higher as well. So we're coming back down again. You see how here, just going back to this previous setup here, notice how it was against the trend, right? So small take profit when we get trades against the trend. As you can see here, we've just gone lower. Okay, so if you were going for something like 50 or 100 pips against this setup here, you would have lost it. You would have never have hit take profit, because it's against the trend. You want to, if you're taking trades against the trend, you want to get in and out as quick as you can. Small take profits. Trades with the trend, use the trade and stop loss. Try and maximize those pips with the trend, because you're going with the momentum in the market. Against the trend, either avoid them or just try and capture small pips. So, it's not don't take the setup. You can either not take it or just do what I do, is go for small take profits, small lot sizes, because you know profit sitting on the table is profit sitting on the table. You're not going to, you know, if you've got a setup that could make you 1% back, take it. You know, you can make 5% with the trend, 1% against the trend. You know, don't just leave trades on the table. If it meets the rules, take the trade, but just factor in the fact that it could be a risky setup. This was a good setup here. If this popped, that would have been a nice setup there. Okay, if this arrow is outside of the zone, you can see here, we could have got some nice pips out of that. That was a real nice setup. Oh, I thought we had a setup there. We didn't. Okay, again, another trade that looks like it's against the trend because we're coming down. So I'm going to take one more setup, everyone, and then I'm going to call that a day. I'm going to stop this video, but obviously after the end of it... Okay, random spike. Okay, now, what do we do with this? Now, I'm going to take two setups with a setup like this, okay, because technically this is against the trend. This is a real nice setup with the trend, okay. Just look at the bigger picture. Remember what I said, look at the zones. Zones are facing down. It's a good trade. So I'm going to take two trades on this. I'm going to take a, you know what, I'm going to go with a 4 lot sizes. I'm going to sell the market at 5 pips. As you can see here, I'm going to take another trade with 0 take profit, sell the market again. Okay, oh, I haven't got enough margin because I have extremely over leveraged my lot sizes. I won't even be able to do a 1 lot. Okay, let's try and just for concept do a, there we go. There we go. Okay, now hopefully my 5 pip take profit gets filled. Yes, so 5 pips gets filled. Okay, and I'm now on a 1 lot size, no take profit. Okay, and let's see if we can maximize this trade. Okay, hopefully this price does come down here and we can lock in those pips. So we're going to do bar by bar. Okay. No, price has gone against me. Oh no, price is coming down. There we go, nice. Okay, I'm going to close that trade off. No, let's just keep going. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see if I can come back down to this zone here. Nice, yeah, price is coming down. 173 pips, let's close that off now. Done. So this trade here, okay, using 2 trades, I locked in 5 pips and also 20 pips or 19 pips. So as you can see here, okay, managing those trades, this particular trade up would have given me 24 pips, 1 at 5 pips take profit, 1 at 19 pips. Now, just to see what happens, does the trade come down and hit the bottom of the zone? Okay, it does. Okay, you see here, trade does come eventually down, and we could have maybe got out of this setup here 30 pips. So, you know, it's one of those, okay? You know, don't try and over leverage your setups. Don't try and go for 100 pips. Just bring in a trailing stop loss, you know, bring that up and just generally see how I've done here and take that on board. So yes, I hope to enjoy today's video. If you do have any questions, in fact, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to show you some of the results in the BD group this week because they have been simply mind-blowing. So I'm going to pause the video, load up the VIP group, and I'll bring you some of the results now. So this is the VIP group, and obviously this is where everyone shares their results, get involved, you know, shares their input. And as you can see here, just scrolling down from the top, I'll just show you some of these incredible results. This happened about yesterday, actually, from, I can't pronounce that name. I'm not even going to bother because I'll probably get it wrong. So today I was tasked with taking my wife and a horse, taking her horse to a horsey thing. I managed £432 trading the Mogwai signals off my phone, 13-0, 5-minute take profit, 5 minutes time frame, and as you can see, was this on Forex or binary? Yeah, this is binary. This is Forex. Look at these 1 lots. That, everyone, is a real good £432 in 1 day from one member. Hi BD family, hope you're doing well. I decided to test the weekly time frame with support and resistance, strong trend. Nice setup there, £133. This week's trades, pullback strategy, Fibonacci levels, trend lines, SNR, and CCI. That, everyone, is a real good way of trading. The pullback strategy, Fibonacci levels, and trend line trading is a very, very good way. So really good from Derek there. Crypto is going crazy. Yes, I've been concentrating on Forex. This is the Balls Deep Strategy £1,000 account. As you can see, some nice trades there. Love this diversions trading. Yes, diversions trading is really good. I'll try and find you one more setup. Here we go. Finished off today 5-1 Mogwire. Been a really good week, still having some downsides, but like everyone else, I'm still learning the new BD 7.0. These are the signals sent to my phone. So as you can see here, a lot of members is getting the 7.0 to send them signals to the phone. And again, this is something you can do with the AND strategy, BD strategy, and the Mogwai strategy. So yes, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, if you have any questions, drop me an email, thebinarydestroyer@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.